Welcome back, everyone, to Lore of the Shadow, where last time we found half a ring, and now we've got to decide what we're going to do to it. So let's go and attend the Council of Narquil.
Dark days are coming.
Are you ready then, Pine Lore? I will call together the Elf Lords, and the council will begin. Would that the wisdom of Lord Celeborn and Lady Galadriel were also at our disposal. Unfortunately, they are currently on the other side of the mountain.
Elrond Half-Elven has called a council together to determine the fate of Narquil, the Ring of Amarthiel, and to question Lairdan concerning his former captor.
Let's see what they have to say about it. Come forward, Pine Lore. The fate of the Ring Narquil concerns you as well. Lairdan, you will now give the full account of your deeds concerning Narquil. Would you force the tale from me? I believe that I was free of such torment. But it matters not. The ring Narquil will never be remade. You're amongst friends, Lairdan, and we must know the full account. Very well then, Master Elrond. It was before the broken gates of Fornos that I took the ring from Amarthiel. In my haste I broke it upon the anvil Dringond, mightiest of the forges of the Dunedain. Broken, yet not destroyed. Indeed, breaking the ring did not remove the malice crafted into it. I escaped with Narmleth to Sithad, but still the ring held sway over her. Before she could be cured, she was discovered by the enemy. Mordredith returned her to Carn-dûm, but the halves of Narquil remained hidden. How then did the enemy recover this half of the ring? Long were the tortures I endured in Sammath Bal, but in the end I revealed what they sought. That for long years half the ring lay hidden in Bar Ed Therhir. And where now lies the other half of the ring? It was in the keeping of my friend Ariel, mighty among the ship captains of Círdan. Alas, he perished in the rescue of Arvedui. The ring half-bore is now lost to the icy northern waters. If only I had not broken the ring! Were it still whole, I could use its power in curing Narmleth. Lairdan, my friend, seek not for the ring Narquil. I cannot ease your sorrow. Oh, it cannot ease your sorrow. You'll never see Narmleth free of the evil that consumes her. And what do you know of grief? For too long you have sat here in the splendor, and it has made you soft. Are you content to watch all of Eredor fall into ruin? I am not. I take upon myself this oath. Uh-oh, that's never good. That I should not find rest or peace until my Narmleth is returned to me. By the name of Elbreth, I swear it! Make that double uh-oh. if Elrond Half-Elven refuses to aid me, I must then rely upon Angel of Anningar. Master Elrond, will you allow this departure? Leridan is a guest, not a prisoner. Still, I am filled with unease of his words. I fear that his oath will only lead to sorrow. Oh, there's a precedent for trouble? And what other counsels, I wonder, were revealed in his torment? Well, that I don't know. The council cannot continue without Leridan. I'll speak with you privately in my library, Pinelore. Back to the library. Now what do we need to do?
Will you lend me your aid once more?
I'm troubled, Pinelore, not only for the fate of Narquil, but for Leridan as well. He has faced many hardships, but because of his boldness, the enemy has not been able to recover Narquil, and for that he has drawn their wrath. But that doesn't excuse his words at the council, and his actions have troubled me. His anger is hot within him, and I'll not seek to make another council as of yet. Return to me when his heart is cooled, and for this is fitting, and the one who gave him his freedom should also be his emissary. Alright, and I get a cloak. Might, vitality, agility? Or vitality, will, and I guess vitality, will, and fate sounds like the more likely one. This looks like an upgrade all around. There we go. And here it is.
Dark days are coming.
These last days have been disturbing. The Council of Narquil didn't end as I would have chosen, but I will not deny Leridan the quest that he desires. I fear, however, that he may depart Rivendell upon a rash course. Would you speak with him for me? Learn what course he intends to take, and his purpose. I don't believe that Narmlith will ever be recovered, but for a dark power dominates her mind. I sense the influence of a power greater than a single minor ring here. You'll find Leridan in his quarters on the lower level of my house. With your aid, I hope Leridan will use greater wisdom in his choices. Well, I suppose it's time that we go and find out. There's a sense of dread in this place. Good thing I have the glass. Hello there.
What do you need?
You would know what course I have chosen to take? Oh, very well. I told the council that Narquil will never be reforged, but I believe that my own words may have been said in haste. I don't believe now that the ring sank with Arvedui into the icy bay of Forhel. Ariel, one of the ship's crew, knew that Narquil and his power. I don't think that he would have allowed such an heirloom of my house to sink into the sea. For that reason, I'll myself return to Forhel and seek the ring. You may attend me if you wish. Then perhaps Elrond's concerns will be lessened. All right.
Stay a moment.
The last homely house is fast becoming a prison for me. I don't feel welcome here. Yet, on the other hand, I don't feel right leaving just yet. I fear that if I leave these halls, I'll never return, and I would not leave in such bitterness. Perhaps you'll take up my search until such time as I can leave here in good conscience? I know of a dwarf who trades in the southern reaches of Forhel. Perhaps he might have some insight as to where you should begin your search. You can go to Dathi at Kapukota in Tar Orthon. He knows more about Forhel, if such could be said about anyone, than I. Alright, so Head over to Forhill, which means that I need to find something warm to don. As expected, this place looks quite chilly, and this must be Dothy. Hello there.
By my father, this is a sad day.
Ho there! You say that you came from Laridan the elf? Aye, he was here some time ago, seeking a lost ring or some such, but to no avail. Can you imagine hunting for a ring in the snows of Forhill? Nevertheless, this quest might not have been as foolhardy as I had first believed, for men out of Angmar have moved through this region, and with them others that I have never seen before. They remind me of the men of Gondor, but stranger. They seek something here as well, and it may be that your quest is related. If you wish to find your lost ring, you must speak with the snowmen, the Losoth, who call themselves the Lumi-Vachi. This is their land, and they know it better than anyone. I suggest that you speak with Lossi in Surikila, for he knows best the mind of their chieftain. Alright, so I need to go to Lossi in Surikila. Ah, a nice, long, cold march. I guess everybody here wears their hair thick.
What brings you to this place?
You're a stranger here. You're a hobbit from the south. Oh, we don't see too many of your kind, and we welcome even fewer. Oh, that's a great way to start.
Shadows fall upon us out of Angmar.
Yes, we remember this Vanavaki that you speak of, this Laridan. He came to the Lumivaki seeking a lost ring. It was a foolish thing, looking for a bauble in these lands. You should not be so foolish. The Vanavaki did not have the favor of Uriana and barely escaped with his life from the dangers that we face here. Without the help of the Lumivaki, you will have no hope of finding your ring, and you will not have the help of the Lumivaki without the favor of Uriana. If you wish to gain our chieftain's favor, you must perform 3 tasks for the Lumivaki. Only then could you speak with Uriana. If you wish to learn of these tasks, speak to me again. Alright. Lesson 1. Could that be how to pronounce Uriana's name properly? Maybe. Now let's see what these 3 favors we need to do in order to talk to Uriana.
There are terrible things in the ways there to Leviras.
Sini may have a task for you to perform. You may find her in the outskirts of Surikila. Surikula. Alright. Let's try another one. The favor of strength.
The Lumiveki are trouble.
Seeing out Emily across from the stream lodge, he may have a task for you to perform that you may help to obtain Uriana's favor. Alright? And what next?
The Witch King's hand stretches out to us from the past.
If you wish to win the favor of Uriana, you may speak with Yamari in Surikila near the steam lodge. He will guide you upon the path. Or I guess it's Surikula. My throat's not going to survive this. Here is Emily.
It is no longer safe to travel by night.
You are seeking the favor of the Lumivaki? It is not a trifling matter, for we don't trust many of your kind. If you wish to gain the favor of Uriana, you must perform the feat of strength to rival the hunters of Lumivaki. For a long time our hunters have sought the snow worm, Paksu Karva. Urianna wished to make its tusk a great horn, but Pascucarva has eluded our hunters at every turn. Go forth and find Pascucarva and bring me its tusk, and you will have gained my favor. Only then may you speak with Urianna. The snow worm was last seen along the group of other worms close to the bay. They roam southeast of here. Alright, I will look for that after I check with the other two, just to make sure that they're not all sending me to the same area. Ah, here is Yalmari. I don't think this is exactly the climate that is best for books, but I suppose you have to make do with what you have.
The winter wind speaks your name.
In wisdom have you been sent to me, and only with the wisdom will you earn the favor of the Lumivaki. Urianna will not speak with you until you have earned the favor of wisdom, which I will confer upon you after you have completed my task. Look next to me. There you will find things of importance to the Lumivaki. Things that help us to survive in these cold lands. Put these things in the proper order, then return to me. How will you know what the proper order is? Through wisdom, of course. Warmth is of great importance in these frozen lands, so fire is a boon companion. Even more important is water, for without water there is no life. Once you have fire and water at your disposal, you will have done much. But do not rest yet. You must then have the stout weapons to protect yourself. But first, obtain food enough to lend yourself the strength to wield them. But before you obtain any of these necessities, a wanderer in these lands must have clothing warm enough to protect him against the cold when the fire cannot be made and water cannot be found. Thus, we have fire is... Alright, so we have water, which is more important than fire, and we know that you need the clothing before the fire, and then the water, and then you need to have some food so that you will be strong enough to hunt. And these sounds like what I managed to get on there. So I need to choose the first item. So the first thing that you need in here is clothing. So that would be this. Okay, the second item that you are going to be needing is water. Then you'll need fire in order to stay warm. Then you'll need food. And then you can hunt. Alright. Huh. How was that?
Greetings, Etelaviras.
You have finished. And what have you learned? Indeed, that was the correct order. You listened with wisdom, so I will confer the favor of wisdom to you. This alone will not gain you the full favor of Urianna, but it's a strong beginning. Alright. So it's the wisdom of listening to what he said. And here is Sini for the test of endurance.
The shadows in Angmar have been stirred against us.
So, you wish the favor of Urianna? Then you must gain his favor, and with that I can help you. The Lumivaki prize many qualities, but one of the most important is endurance. Often, our hunters must survive the cold wilderness with naught but a dull knife and the garb at their backs. If you can search out Urmas, one of our finest trackers, you will gain some favor with the eyes of our people. Go into the wilderness and seek out Urmas. If you succeed, return here to me. Urmas was last seen heading south along the road to Itama. Alright, so I need to find Urmas, and I need to find a big worm. The tricky thing is finding the worm. Now somewhere down along this way, right? Actually, I think it's down around here. Here's worm country. So I suspect that we will find our big worm. He did say something about the big worm hanging around with other worms. So let's head on down this way, clear out as much as we can. Actually, there's a big wandering one right over here, right? No, they're all normal ones. Yeah, we will eventually find one. Okay, so none of these are the target. So I guess we'll go this way then. And eventually we will find the worm that we seek, right? Apparently there's some grims in the area also. Well, we have to be careful of them. Okay, there you go. There's just going to be large numbers of these worms, but no big one? Oh, actually, that might be a tunnel. Oh, okay, I thought that was a dead end, but that may actually be a tunnel that takes us where we need to go. Alright, let's try that again. I'm going to do this a few at a time. Hold on. Ah! There we are. A warm worm. Okay, there you go. One tusk from Paksu, whatever. This guy is definitely out in the middle of nowhere.
What brings you to this place?
You may return to Sini now. You've done well. That's it? I have spoken to the scout.
The cold is too great this season.
It takes much endurance and fortitude to survive in the cold wilderness with so little. I grant you the favor of endurance, but it will not alone be enough for you to get the favor of Uriana. Yes, I'm pretty sure of that. So I need to report on the other tasks, and maybe together all three of them would be enough. Here's the tusk you ordered.
The shadows in Angmar have been stirred against us.
You have succeeded in doing what the hunters of the Lumivaki have failed to do and brought me the tusk of Faksu Karva. I grant you the favor of strength, though it will not alone be enough. Alright, yes, I know. It's not enough to get the favor of Rihanna. So now, it looks like I need to speak to Iriana now? Oh, well, if that's the case, we'll do that at the start of the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.